are mine now. You belong to me. Today we're going to play a new fun game.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Twin Peaks podcast. My name is Dan.
My name's Nicole.
And this is a movie-based podcast where we talk about two films based on a theme, but not this week, because this week it's a picks episode and we've got someone with us to help us pick some films and a theme.
Hey, I'm Foodie. Yep, I'm Film.Foods from Instagram, and I'm joining Dan and Nicole on the podcast today.
Yeah, and I got to meet Foodie last year as well.
Yeah, I remember following Dan back in 2018, just when he was starting the podcast, when he was doing it with Albert. And then one day it switched to Nicole, and then I heard that she was in Melbourne, and then I think I messaged her. We ended up chatting, and then I didn't tell her anything about myself, not my gender, not my name even.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And she still agreed to meet up with me. So we met up one day.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a 5-minute catch up coffee.
And we talked for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
And I just took a 2-hour break from work.
Yeah.
Before second lockdown as well, I remember.
It was about a year ago from today.
Was it?
It was really cool. And then I think we surprised Dan by saying Nicole said she met me.
Yeah, because I didn't know anything about it. It was a surprise.
Yeah.
Like you receiving Tim Tams in the mail.
Which I've only just finished, by the way.
No way. That's pretty good, mate.
That was
That's
ages.
really good
I
for
heard
me.
that episode ages ago.
I was like, geez, that lasted a while.
Yeah. Usually they would have been gone immediately, but for some reason, I don't know why, I just had some self-control, which never happens. So I'm not that I'm dropping hints or anything, but I have run out. So,
It's like, Dan can pay £8.50 or maybe even more for one packet, where we can pay $1. I know that you can pay $1 something, which is like 50 cents.
I paid it. I pay it gladly.
No, we can just send it over.
I mean, sending it
pay us.
Sending it over is quite expensive, but you like those Red Rock delis as well.
The Red Rock delis were great.
Yeah,
the sour cream and sweet chili. That
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's my favorite.
And the soy. I like the soy chicken as well. They were good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
What else is good?
Is that Australian?
Yeah, I think Red Rock Deli is Aussie.
Vegemite? I don't know. Do you
Vegemite?
Vegemite.
I think I've got
Marmite.
I think I've got a packet of Vegemite shapes for Dan.
Oh, okay.
Ready to go.
Vegemite shapes.
I don't think I've even had that yet.
I think it was a limited time, and I saw them really discounted. Like, I think they're trying to get rid of them. They had Vegemite chocolate at one point, which
that sounds awful.
I try it.
It's kind of like having salted caramel in a way.
How come we're talking about snacks?
I mean, we got Film.Foods on the
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
We always talk about food on the pod as well.
Food
I feel like you bring up.
I bring it up a fair bit.
You bring it up.
Capsicums. That's your favourite word.
Capsicums. Peppers.
Eggplant? Does he say eggplant or aubergine?
They say aubergine there.
That's weird, yeah.
What do you call rocket?
What, the food?
The green.
Yeah,
Yes.
the leafy.
We call it rocket.
Oh,
We
you
call it
do?
rocket.
The Americans call it something different.
Oregano.
No, that's oregano.
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno. I'll think of it. And I'll
cilantro.
Oh, no, cilantro
That's coriander.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Oh, what is rocket? Oh, it's going to do my head in.
Oh, if only there was a way of finding out.
Google. Well, do you want to tell us a bit about your Instagram?
Yes. So my Instagram is film.foods. I started it back in 2018. It focuses on food scenes from films, if you couldn't guess by the name. And sometimes I post by theme, I've done a spaghetti theme, dystopian, time travel theme. Yeah. Also, sometimes I do a guess the movie on Fridays, which...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually a little hint at what today's quiz that I've prepared for you guys
next
is going to be about.
Quiz.
Oh, sorry, next week's quiz.
Yeah.
Which I've prepared for you.
Peek
Will
behind
be.
the curtain.
You can see into the future.
You're going to announce 3 films for each of us. 3 for me, 3 for Nicole, and then we're going to do the normal knocking out, I guess. We'll do the first round of knocking out without knowing anything about them, and then that will leave us with 4, and then we'll discuss those last 4, and then we'll end up with a final 2 for the show next week. So I guess what theme are you going for?
So Yeah, when Nicole told me I was coming on the show, I did try and think of a theme because I
Told
listened to you
you.
guys. Sorry, invited
I
me.
invited
me.
You better come on our show.
She forced me. I'm actually like a prisoner here.
You're going to come over. I'm going to cook your dinner. And then you're going to do this podcast.
She forced me
with us.
by like cooking me dinner and drinking wine in her palace.
No, don't be like that.
Yeah.
So you guys invited me probably like a month ago at least, or maybe even longer. And I tried to think of a theme, but like I couldn't think of one. And all I could think of was like just movies that I wanted you guys to watch eventually.
That's
you
what
guys
we
have
do.
already, yeah, pretty much, yeah. But you guys have already done like a food in film theme, so I didn't want to repeat that. So I just literally picked 6 movies that I want you guys to watch.
Yeah, cool.
Some of them have good food scenes, but it's really unrelated to my Instagram account.
So it's 6 films that I presume that you like them, or maybe there's some in there that you don't like and you want to stitch us up or whatever.
Maybe she's got it like 6 stitch up films that we have to watch a really shit film by the end of it.
Like Fern Gully. No.
Fern Gully.
No. It's just 6 films that I really love.
Cool.
I've actually just like changed some last minute. I guess I can tell you guys the honourable mentions a little later.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. So you're going to pick 3 for me and 3 for Nicole. So you're going to start with?
I'll start with Nicole. So, all right. So the first one is Tampopo.
Oh, couldn't have guessed.
1985.
Yeah.
And the second one is Seoul from 2020.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How fancy. Cool.
And the third one is randomly Office Space from 1999.
Cool.
You had that on your on the Office Space
Office
things.
episode,
Yeah.
That's why we did Office movies, because I wanted to watch that, and then I watched it.
And then I cancelled
you didn't
it
want
out.
to watch it. Yeah. All right, so Dan's is The Handmaiden. The second one is Coherence from 2013. And the third one is The Prestige from 2006.
Christoph Nolan. Cool. Okay, so we got 6. I haven't seen half of those. There's 3 that I have seen, there's 3 that I haven't seen. But just to recap, for Nicole, you've chosen Tampopo, Soul, and Office Space, and for me, you've chosen Handmaiden, Coherence, and The Prestige. I think you should go first, Nick, with the knocking out.
So which one you want to knock out?
Office Space.
Okay. I didn't have any synopsis written down for that.
I've wanted to watch Soul, and I've heard so much about Tampopo. So I want to hear more about these 2 films.
Okay, so I need to knock one out, don't I? Listen, I'm pretending that this is a difficult decision. It's really not. I'm going to knock out The Handmaiden.
No,
really?
I really wanted you to pick that. That was the one I really wanted you to pick.
Did we not? When we were talking about Sympathy for Lady Vengeance, did you mention Handmaiden or Old Boy? Yeah,
it was Old Boy and Mr. Vengeance, I think, were the other 2 in that trilogy. Yeah. Handmaiden, what's Handmaiden about?
Well, can I ask you why you decided to knock that one out?
Well, I really like Coherence and Prestige. I think they're both great, and I haven't seen them for ages.
Oh, but you've seen them before.
Yeah, but I know that they're good, so I'm not gambling. Sometimes I like to gamble. But Handmaiden, it sounds to me like a period film.
Yes, and no. So, it's directed by Park Chan-wook as well, which you guys reviewed Sympathy for Lady Vengeance recently.
Yeah.
I just listened to on the car here. And it's one of those films where, like, I just had low expectations. I went in, it was filmed, like, perfectly. It is a period film. Like, it's filmed, I think it's set in the 1930s or something.
Oh, cool.
But, like, that's not even, it's not like a period drama. It's a film full of like twists and not drama, like thriller kind of. Yeah. Like psychological thriller. I just love that movie. Like I watched it at a film festival. I go to that film festival every year and like that's the best movie I've ever seen. Festival? Like MIF, Melbourne International Film Festival. Yeah, and that's like the best movie I've seen in like all the years I've gone. And it's so good. It's just so well done. And yeah, I really wish you picked it, but whatever.
Oh, I feel bad now. I honestly, like I thought if I'd have known it was Park Chan-wook, I wouldn't have knocked that out. But I have. And we've got 4 left. What remains in your list, Nicole, is Tampopo and Soul. And in mine is Coherence and The Prestige. What do you want to start with, Foodie?
All right, so Tampopo. So anyone that like knows me or follows my account must know that like I love the movie Tampopo. So it's from 1985. It's directed by Juzo Itami. It's a Japanese film. So it's a movie just basically about food.
Right.
It's centered mainly around a truck driver that decides to help a woman that turn her struggling noodle restaurant into the perfect ramen shop. And
Okay.
around that story, there's little stories that are also about food. It's about like your relationship with food.
Right.
It's kind of like you know, like Love Actually, how all the stories about love or different relationships.
Jan
This
would know
one's about
exactly
food.
how
Yeah.
that film goes.
Can't relate to that.
It's a British film. Like, yeah, and then Tampopo is sort of like that, but like it's just about food. Yeah, it's just funny and like wholesome and enjoyable. All right, so that's Tampopo. The second one was Seoul.
Yeah.
So that was from
New
2020.
one.
It's a new one. It's directed by Pete Docter and Kemp Powers. It's a Disney Pixar film, I think, about a jazz pianist voiced by Jamie Foxx, who lands a gig of a lifetime but finds himself trapped in a world between sort of like Earth and afterlife. And then he meets someone and then tries to help them find their true purpose. And the film's basically sort of more about like passion and purpose and it's quite adult type like themes, I think.
Okay.
So I can't really see many kids enjoying it, but like it's still a kids film essentially. It's like an animated film. So
Yeah, sweet.
yeah, so like this is one of those movies where I went in not thinking I was going to like it or like, you know, find anything special about it, but yeah, it probably ends up being one of my favorite Pete Docter films.
Okay.
So like he also did Up and Inside Out, which I really like as well. But yeah, Soul is probably my favorite one. It makes you like think about life and your decisions in life and like, you know, if you don't have a passion kind of thing and it's animated really well as well. And yeah, and I don't cry in movies very often, but like, yeah, Soul I teared up, Inside Out I teared up when like Bing Bong jumps and like sacrifices himself.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So sad. So which one of those two?
Oh, let's
do we need to do Dan?
Yeah, let's hear what Dan's picks.
Coherence and the Prestige.
Is Prestige, is that Sean Connery?
No.
Oh,
that's
yes, I know what
you're thinking of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No.
Or Goldfinger.
No.
The Hunt for Red October. The Untouchables.
The Untouchables. That's what
you're thinking of. The Untouchables.
Yeah. I haven't seen that.
It's not that one, no.
Yeah, so it's not that one. Okay, so we'll start with Coherence. So it's from 2013, directed by James Ward Burkitt. Basically, it's about a group of friends have a dinner party when a comet is passing overhead and then strange things happen. It's a bit sci-fi. I think it was shot on like a super cheap budget as well.
Oh, cool.
It feels like it was, yeah.
But yeah, I think it was just one of those like interesting films that's very engaging for like really low budget. You know, kind of like your Primer, but not as confusing. It's still kind of confusing though. Like I don't think I fully understand still what happened.
I think I'd agree. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. It's sort of got Primer vibes, isn't it? Different subjects, but still like high concept sci-fi stuff. And it's probably one of those films that you should probably watch with little knowledge. What do you reckon? I think like the less you know about that, the better maybe. Because I don't think I knew much about it when I saw it, and I was like, what? Yeah,
same. I think it might be on SBS On Demand as well. I think that's where I watched it the first time. But
Dan's like, Dan might have it on DVD. To be fair,
I don't have Coherence. Sarah, I think Sarah might actually have Coherence. To be honest. Yeah, cool. But if she hasn't, it's on Amazon Prime or Shudder.
Sweet.
So the next one's The Prestige, second one for Dan. So that's directed by Christopher Nolan, who some of you may have heard of.
That small indie filmmaker.
Yeah. I think it's set in the late 1800s or something like that. And it's about these two magicians who are trying to make it big in the world and like make a name for themselves.
Is Hugh Jackman in this one?
Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale.
I know what this
I think it might have been my
Bowie.
first Christian Bale movie. David Bowie's in it, yeah.
Really?
He's
Tesla.
It's
Nikola Tesla.
He plays Tesla in it, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies that's like really good. Every time I watch it, I see something different. Yeah, it's really well done. Good storyline.
So in mine, we've got a sci-fi dinner party or Seoul. What do you reckon? I think like the less you know about that, the better maybe. Because I don't think I knew much about it when I saw it, and I was like, what? What? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in mine, we've got a sci-fi dinner party or magicians that do things that you can't really talk about it because maybe there's twisties. We've got 4. We know all about them now. We've got to come up with. We've got to knock 2 out. So
I kind of know what I'm going to choose.
Go on. You go. If you know, then I'll use.
The only problem is you potentially being able to see it, but there is ways around it.
No, it's available. You're going for Tampopo, aren't you?
Yeah. Yay! Good.
It's available. I can watch
Tampopo, here we go. We're finally reviewing this film.
Finally, my purpose. It's usually my goal to get everyone to watch Tampopo.
Yeah.
Some of my friends, I recommended to some friends and they watched it and they didn't like it.
Okay.
So don't have the highest expectations, but I really liked it. I think you'll find it. You guys will find it funny.
What about you, Dan?
Have you seen Coherence, Nick?
I haven't seen either of the films.
I've not seen either of them. Okay, so I'm gonna knock out The Prestige and I'm gonna keep in Coherence. And the reason I'm doing that is because Coherence, you mentioned it's a dinner party between friends and it kind of stems from there. So I don't know, trying to keep some sort of foodie stuff in there. And you should watch The Prestige. It's really good.
Yeah, cool.
I'm definitely due a rewatch on that. So we've chosen Tampopo and Coherence. So we're going to watch those and talk about them in the next episode. But have you got some... Well, I know about one film you were definitely going to pick for us, but you had to remove it because we already covered it.
Yeah, so I was going to do Upgrade because... Yeah, I've seen it. I loved it. It's based in Melbourne by a guy that it's from Melbourne, and it's just such a good film. But then literally 2 weeks ago or something, you guys covered that in your special app.
Yeah.
So I had to take that out and put something else in. I was going to do Empire of the Sun. It's got a young Christian Bale in it. It's directed by Steven Spielberg from 1987. But I just thought maybe it's a bit too long for you guys.
How long is it?
I think don't you guys have a limit of not over 2 hours or something?
We've not
only on Stitch Up.
Yeah, only on Stitch
Up.
Oh,
damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Empire of the Sun is probably my favorite Steven Spielberg movie, and it's just a really good. It's long, but it's a really good. It's almost like an adventure film, about this kid who lives with his parents, who I think they might be diplomats in Shanghai, and he gets separated from them, and then he has to fend for himself. It's got a young John Malkovich. Ben Stiller is randomly in it. It's just so random.
Is he?
And he's an adult in it. He must be pretty old, that guy.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller, he's older than you think he is.
What else did you have?
And then the other one I had, which I cancelled just last minute and put The Prestige in, I had Kill Bill Volume 1 because I think you guys talk about Quentin Tarantino's movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done
We haven't done
We've never covered one.
No, we've never done Quentin.
Yeah.
But we had martial arts. And I think I was going to choose Kill Bill. I think I had it as an honourable mention.
Have you seen Kill Bill? I thought you have.
I've seen them both once when they first came out. Didn't love them. I didn't like it much when I first saw it, but I was literally a kid. Yeah. So I don't think I understood it and it was too violent for me. But then rewatch value was very good. Rewatched it probably 1 or 2 years ago. I think I'm curious to watch them both together as well because I think I probably watched them. I can't remember. I think that maybe they were a year apart or maybe 6 months apart when they were released in theatres back in the day. But I'd like to watch them kind of back to back because it was intended to be one film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The studio was just like, nah, we'll get 2 films out of this. They'd work in a revenge double bill, which we keep mentioning, but we should put it on the list. I don't think we've got it on our list of potentials, have we?
It is on the list, mate.
Is it?
Lady Vengeance would have been good for that.
Yeah,
right?
it would.
Yeah.
I wonder what film I will put on.
I wonder. We can't just pick Promising Young Woman 6 times, though, can we?
Spoiler.
There's going to be no mystery in that episode, is
there? Do you have any ideas that what foodie was going to choose besides Upgrade?
No, I really didn't. I was looking forward to the mystery and the surprise. I think I tried to when we were speaking on Instagram. You were talking about Upgrade, and so I was trying to think. Oh well, maybe they're sort of going to be Australian related.
No,
but that's it.
Yeah.
So I was completely wrong.
Me and Foodie, we've had a conversation before that you don't really watch Aussie-based films.
Like, I guess...
The older stuff wasn't.
Yeah, the
as
older
great.
stuff is so hard to watch. Okay, so my favorite, the Aussie films that I like is probably like
Gatsby.
Is that Australian? Do we classify that
Yeah.
Australian? Yeah,
Well,
that's good.
It was done. It's Baz Luhrmann, so he's Aussie.
He's Aussie. Oh, Beautiful Kate. Have you seen that?
No,
that's a very Aussie film, and that's actually really good. It's
Beautiful Kate.
Beautiful Kate.
Okay,
it's got good music as well. It's got Ben Mendelsohn, and then I really like the Home Song Stories, which I mentioned to you. It's written and directed by Tony Ayres.
Oh, Tony Ayres, yeah, he's great.
Yeah, it's about his life, like how they came from Hong Kong, and like his mum had like mental health issues, and it's one of those films you just catch on TV one day and they're like so good, like
on my first episode with you last year, Dan, we spoke about Stateless, and Tony Ayres created
produced or something.
Yeah, he's created that series. But I had a few ideas of what Foodie was going to choose. Tampopo and Handmaiden were on the options. I had because I think you mentioned Old Boy.
I was going to put Old Boy on it as well.
Oh, you were?
But I didn't want to put two of the same director.
So I was like, it's going to be either one or the other of those. And then Columbus, because someone
recommended it.
Yeah, and then you really enjoyed this film. So I was like, oh, maybe...
That is a good movie, yeah.
Krampus, did you say?
Like Columbus.
Crumpets.
Don't you start.
Yes, Crumpets the movie.
Puzzle, but if you did choose that film, I feel like that's something that Dan wouldn't enjoy.
Dan would have hated that.
Yeah.
That would have been
would he?
Dan.
Dan would have hated it. Is it why?
Dan would probably hate Columbus as well.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think
that's...
Dan, have you seen Lost in Translation?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably because he's not interested.
But
it's very similar to
much.
that. Or the Before series, like Before Sunset, Before Sunrise.
Oh, no, he loves the Before Sunset.
Oh, okay.
series.
You like that?
Yeah, he loves
I do love those films.
Okay, then maybe
that's
like that. Yeah.
They're the exceptions, though.
Okay. Well, I'd give Columbus a go.
And Chef, but we mentioned that on the Food in Film app, and you were kind of like, "Oh, this." Did you? Was that one of yours originally?
It might have been.
Yeah.
What did we cover in that episode? Was it? It was Raw and
Raw.
100-foot journey.
That's right, and 100-foot journey.
Yeah. Like, I remember now.
I think Chef is a lot better than 100-foot journey.
Is it? Well, is that the Jon Favreau one? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah.
I'll get round to that at some point. It feels like a Sunday afternoon film to me.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. Would be.
Yeah, easy watch.
Cool. Any other honourable mentions or films you want to talk about?
That's it for me.
I did have like maybe two that I was going to pick. I was going to pick The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I don't know if you guys...
Brandon?
I quite like that film.
Yeah, well, it's got a good scene where Henry Cavill's like eating a sandwich, and like I just thought that was like the best like food scene.
It's got
Nicole would have been well up for the Henry Cavill one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Henry Cavill, yeah.
What about Armie Hammer? What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, are you an Armie Hammer fan, Dan?
No.
Bit odd, isn't he?
Yeah, you could say that.
And then I also had Old Boy actually. So you guessed really well, but I didn't choose it. And I was going to do Blood Diamond, but then I went back and listened to your
Travel
Blood Travel or something
when you
like
did
that.
The Beach and Blood Diamond with Albert.
Great film though.
Great film. I really enjoyed that episode.
Is
really
that a true story?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But like I think some of the events are like true.
Yeah, it's based on true kind of things that go on, but I think the characters are fictionalized. But yeah, it's kind of in that real environment. Awesome. So I think that about wraps it up then. So once again, Foodie, thank you very much for coming on. It's been great. Great to meet you finally.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, so thanks very much for listening. If you want to catch up with us, you can do on Instagram at TwinPixPod, also on Twitter at TwinPixPod. You can email the show at twinpixpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to vote for Nicole next week on Stitch Up. If you want to support the show, you can do on ko-fi.com/TwinPixPodcast.
You can find me on Instagram at Film.Foods.
And you can find me on Instagram at Chikanika or Nika Creative.
Great. So all there is left to do is wish Chuck Norris a good evening and goodbye.
Laters.
Bye. Bye, guys.